So we'd like to talk tonight as we open about a concept which Z and I have found is largely unexamined, and in our lives went unexamined for decades. And it has really, really been a game changer. So I want to suggest to you that we as younger leaders can cultivate a way of being that can actually support and champion the call of God on our lives. So I want to talk for a few minutes to younger leaders, and I want to suggest to you that your lunch is being eaten and you don't even know it. There is a way of being that you can cultivate in your young lives that can completely change the game and support and actually champion you to fulfill God's call in your life. And yet the notion of way of being, certainly in my life, I was completely unaware of it for decades.
Wow.
Yeah.
Probably not until into my late 40s that I even get introduced to this idea that there's a way to be in my own skin, in my own body, in my own life, in my own circumstances, that can either undermine my effectiveness, which is what it had been doing, or it can actually serve to multiply it.
Yeah. It was completely off my radar as a senior pastor for 25 years. In fact, it was so much of a foreign concept. I was a activity-aholic. As my leadership in the church went, it was about getting stuff done. The quality of leadership was how effective are you getting stuff done, the results. And so when I started hearing about the difference between being and doing, it was quite odd and surprising and
Stunning, maybe.
confusing to me.
Wow.
It's like, what are they talking about? And so I've come to understand that an unexamined way of being in the life of a leader profoundly undermines their effectiveness as a Christian leader. And that's really what we want to talk about, is one's way of being and the incredible difference. So, Kirk, talk about
what it is and all that.
what it is. How do we
so
recognize it?
Yeah.
The way it was explained to me is way of being is not what you're doing, it's who you're being while you're doing whatever you're doing. Who am I being? Like, I'm thinking, what on earth are you talking about? And so a parallel way to think about it is we often talk about on our ministry team is your come from. What are you coming from as you walk into this meeting? What is your motivation? What's behind the thing that you're saying right now, the things that you're doing, the way you're carrying yourself, the way you're interacting with people? Because the crazy thing is, you guys, is your come from, it always leaks out. People get it. I think, like an example is, I come in the house, the family's watching TV, it's a school night, we have a rule, no TV on school nights, and they're all sitting there watching TV on a school night, and I walk in, and it doesn't matter what I say, they know Dad's ticked, right? And they're like, talk to the hand, Dad. You just go upstairs because we're watching our program.
You get the roll of the eyes too.
Oh my gosh! I do the eye rolling, but so again, so it's where am I coming from? Like, what's motivating the things that I'm saying and the things that I'm doing, and what's the attitude or the posture of my heart?
Wow. There you go.
So you come home from work, and your spouse is there, and so you ask your spouse, "How was your day?" You ask Emily, "How was your day?" Right? Well, you can ask, "How was your day?" from a variety of come-froms, right?
Yeah.
For example, you could be thinking, "Well, I'm a Christian man, so this is the obligatory thing. I have to ask her how her day is. I really don't care how her day is, and I hope her day's been fine. I hope the answer's fine because I got a ton of stuff I got to do, or I got a splitting headache, or I got a whole bunch of junk on my." If I ask her, then she'll ask me, and then I can unload because I've had a horrible day, and I really want to tell her about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's come from, right? Yeah. Or my come from is I've been feeling distance with Annie, and so I really should ask. But why am I asking? For my need,
you. Yeah,
right? Because I'm longing for a connection,
Right.
which is not the same thing as, hun, how was your day? I really want to know. Like, I want to become the guy who really wants to know.
Wow.
Right? And that's the thing we're talking about. What we want to suggest to you is that a leader's come from when we nail it, when we walk in it, will generate what we call outsized influence. Here's an example. Think about the last time you were in a meeting that you're required to attend. Let's say one of our team meetings, or like for a typical pastor, a staff meeting. Yeah, right?
Elder board.
Yeah, so are you in the meeting? I was in most of our team meetings.
Oh no! Here we go.
I know, right?
Yeah, this is good. I'm glad the camera's running. The sound in it. This is actually confession.
Yeah, it is. It is good for the soul, they say.
Yeah.
My objective was to leave the meeting without being assigned anything else to do. And that's all I was trying to do, is get through the hour and get on to the next, because I had a ton of stuff to do. I got a bunch of pastors I got to be coaching with and lots of projects I'm working on. So I just want to get through the freaking staff meeting and not be assigned anything else on my plate. And if I could do that, versus another person who might come into the staff meeting, and what their come from is to maximize every team member's contribution.
Wow.
How different, right?
Yeah.
How different the way those two people, let's say it was me and you, right?
Yeah.
The way the two of us would interact with you, eye contact, energy, right? Like the whole thing, your presence is so noticeable.
Yeah.
And when your presence is, I'm just trying to get through this thing and get to the end of the hour so I can get off to the important stuff, people get that.